So I think what capitalism promotes is that people in general are just naturally greedy, that they're by nature they're gonna be in competition with each other. But if you really think about it, looking at examples like when there's crisis here, when there's crisis anywhere else, what people do instead of like trampling each other, usually they help each other. You know, when the lights go out, or in a community, for example, one example that I think about is during the 1992 rebellion here in Los Angeles, when people rose up, when Rodney King, a black man, was beaten by the police and was caught on tape. The city shut down the lights and the power in Watts in the projects and the housing projects in Watts for like days, and people were out without electricity and without like basically being able to see. And instead of people, like the media promoted people being savages, or whatever, being looting and basically burning their own community. People actually helped each other, and they bought candles, kind of created a situation where they were all like helping each other through that time, and even like defended each other when the police would come in and try to attack that community. Some of the gang members came out and defended their neighborhood, and there was like a shootout with the police, I think, for like some hours. So I think that, and even like there was graffiti on the walls that said Bloods and Crips and Mexicans together, so like it showed like, like the city and the state here created they created this situation where people were fighting each other before that, where like black people were fighting each other, and they were fighting, like brown and black people were fighting each other. And at that time, people came together for a common unity, and not only to support each other, but to see that there was a common enemy. I think that people naturally helped each other in times of crisis, and have done that even before, right? Like they practice, like, again, mutual aid, right? Where like they, instead of being in competition, they were in cooperation. And I think that's how people survive. It's not through competition, or have made advances even. It's not through competition, but through cooperation. And I think capitalism just promotes this idea of competition because, like that's its basis. But we've seen that it's a failure. Like we see how the economy and everything, like capitalism in general, has failed. But again, like I think, the free market and everything else, like its key principles are not only in contradiction with themselves, but have in contradiction with humanity. Like humanity itself, like cannot survive on the principles of capitalism. Not only for it's the most obvious things, that most people are starving around the world and don't have all the resources they need to survive, but because it's impossible for people to to basically be in their true nature, in their connected with each other. Instead, they're isolated and they're disconnected from each other, not only in their community, in their immediate community, but with the world.